Thanks very much. That was an awesome talk. It's fantastic to be able to follow that. I'm going to give you something to think about here. Basically, I'm the CEO of Klondike Gold. I've been working on this project for 11 years originally. Invited to have a look at it independently. Frank Justra had me evaluate the project and asked me what I thought of the potential. Before I got involved, I thought it was a fantastic, absolutely underappreciated and utterly overlooked global potential gem. And here I am as a CEO now 11 years, just starting my 11th year, having solved the mystery of Klondike, and you are going to be the beneficiary of the first presentation of the value re-rate that I think is coming for us the next year. Klondike Gold, we're based in Vancouver, listed on TSX, over the counter in the US and in Frankfurt. We have a field office in Dawson City, Yukon, which is where the Klondike Gold Fields is. Yukon, you probably know, is a very highly rated, globally ranked mining jurisdiction. Klondike Gold has currently 235 million shares. I'll tell you about how that's distributed in a minute. And we own one property, and that property is the entirety of the Klondike district, which is the 1896 gold rush that is famous, and we own the entirety of the 20 million ounces from where the 20 million ounces of placer that has been found in the Klondike from 1896 until now and is still being found. We own the bedrock rights to all of it. We also have some placer rights as well, which I'll talk to you about in a minute because that provides us some income. So we have over the last 10 years, when I took this on about 10 years ago, the prevailing wisdom was all the gold in the Klondike had been eroded away. There was nothing there in the bedrock. Why would anybody ever explore for it? It's a waste of time. And it was basically all open and unstaked. So from that point till now, we've acquired 727 square kilometers in the entirety of the district. We have a great geology team. And it's effectively been a science experiment with a bunch of experts trying to figure out where the gold actually is, because for 100 odd years, nobody had found it. That mineral resource we published in the end of 2021 of basically 580,000 ounces of gold was published specifically to prove there actually was gold in the bedrock and for no other reason. So it wasn't great, it wasn't the best. It was a proof that there actually was gold there, and from there until now, we've done a lot of work. We have a placer mining operation currently. We got paid revenue last year of $500,000. Forecast this year is between $1.5 million and $2 million. This is just unallocated cash coming in. And currently, we have potential funds of $10 million in warrants and options, up to about 15 cents. We're currently trading at 13 cents. And a lot of that is held by insiders, so we can be self-funding. And then mineral resources, that mineral resource estimate of 580,000 ounces, this year we're going to expand it. The objective is to get to 2 million ounces as a resource by the end of this year. Part of that comes from 19,000 meters of drilling we've done since the resource that has hit mineralization, and that 8,000 meters that we're talking about there is just going to poke holes to connect the dots to be able to put resource on the books. That resource is calculated at $1,700 an ounce and use the 0.2 cutoff. We also have tellurium as a resource. It's a critical metal. Our internal calculations say that will also be a pay metal. Going back to the beginning, the Klondike, the 1896 to the present, 20 million ounces of gold in the ground recovered by panning and other gravity recoverable methods, the largest unexplained gold anomaly on the planet until now. What we've documented, it's an orogenic system that our property runs basically 55 to 60 kilometers in length from top left or upper left to bottom right on a major crustal structure, and a whole pile of splays. All of those are mineralized all the way along. We have figured out where, and particularly it's one particular contact that runs the length of the district. We have to be on that contact adjacent to thrusts. That's where the gold mineralization is. We're based in Dawson, and this property is directly outside of Dawson, so the bottom right is Dawson City. If you drive around the corner to the bottom left, that's the Klondike Highway. In the back there's basically at the airport or underneath the airport arrow, there's something that you can see on the upper right. That's Lovett Hill. That's a paved road, and you can see our resource areas from there. We're only 7 kilometers outside of Dawson. It's a 25-minute commute on government-maintained roads, and power, if we were to electrify Lone Star, which is where we have 500,000 ounces of a resource, it's about a 25-kilometer long power line on existing roads. The entire district is developed. There's a road to everything, everywhere, because it's been mined for 125 years. Just quickly, there's a resource. I only have 4 minutes left. That is something that we're going to expand. I have another slide in a second as to where we're going to do it, but you can see the dots. The resource, again, one point about this, it was done not in a hurry, but just to prove there was gold in the ground. We since have found high-grade mineralization, and we are subdomaining these 1 ounce to 100 ounce to 500 ounce quartz veins that occur within the low-grade alteration. Where the resource, what we're going to drill this year, is not really a mystery from an exploration point of view. The Lone Star area, where all the dots are, comprises 500,000 ounces, open pittable down to about 250 feet, 75 meters in vertical depth. We've drilled beneath the floor of the pit. That's hit high, decent grade. We know that it extends to depth. And also, if you look along strike to the left and along strike to the right, those holes have also hit mineralization. They're widely spaced. We have to infill them. It's not a mystery about exploration here. It's just hitting the dots to connect holes that are potentially in a resource into something close enough that we can estimate. The standard zone is also a secondary target. Well, not a secondary target. It actually has higher grades than Lone Star. We're going to drill that as well. In other words, there's a lot of potential to get to what we hope to be 2 million ounce threshold this year from 581,000 that we have now. The high grades, I mentioned what we found in geological terms is we're seeing low-grade alteration. That first slide of millimeter grains of gold occurs disseminated in 10 meters to 100 meter wide altered zones. And what has been lacking in the Klondike is some knowledge of where all the high-grade coarse nuggets come from. These are coarse, inch, bird's egg size nuggets of gold that have never been sourced. Our geology team this year, we've been out prospecting for nuggets in outcrop and finding them. We figured out where they are, why they occur, and how we can find more of them, and we are drilling them, and this is a slide of that. We can actually not only drill them, but they have connectivity and will be part of subdomains in any resource that we're about to do. They're great grades. This is world-class grade in a world-class system. I alluded to this earlier. We have about 19,000 meters of drilling that has yet to be put into a resource. So we already have stuff that we can use, and we're going to add to that this year and then do a resource. Capital structure, 235 million issued. We're trading at 12.5 or 13 cents today. We own effectively in our group, we own a little bit over 50% directly of the company. And we have key investors in BC, Europe, and USA who we rely on to fund us. We have access to capital beyond the income that we get. So fully diluted 300 million ounces or 300 million shares with exercise of funds of $10 million. The concept here is we're trading at 12 cents with 500,000, 600,000 ounces. If we get to 2 million ounces, adjacent properties, Fuerte Metals and White Gold, are trading at $150 an ounce in the ground. That would give us a $300 million market cap and a $1 price fully diluted if we were to outperform this year. It's a 1-year timeline. I encourage you to become shareholders, and I'll leave it at that with 10 seconds left. Victory.